Good morning, Rob. Second Canadian Mortgage Professionals Hangout here on Google+. So we've got Rob Campbell from Guelph, Ontario today. We were going to chat a little bit about about Firstline exiting the broker channel. So I'll let Rob get started on this. I know he's got some good opinions, some strong opinions, and then we'll go from there. Take it off.
Hey, thanks, Scott. Yeah, I mean, I just yesterday we saw a lot of reaction from the industry where Firstline basically shut off access to deals and furthermore client information. Even with client consent on maybe deal statuses. I saw a couple of local brokers here talk about even a little bit nitpicky with deals. An appraisal that had maybe the client's last name misspelled by a letter or two, and the appraisal was declined or denied. And first of all, I want to have a little bit of disclosure here. This is not a knock against any Firstline at all, whether PMs, underwriters, any of those people that we've known and loved over the years that we've worked with them. And certainly, this isn't views of my brokerage or my principal broker or even Verico. These are just my personal views. But it seems to me that this has come as a bit of a surprise to the broker world that Firstline would kind of pull out the rug while we're having a picnic. But to me, the writing's been on the wall for a while. Look, they've announced that they're winding it down. Well, how long ago, Scott? 6, 8 months ago?
About 6, 8 months looking for a buyer, right? Obviously.
Yeah. So okay. So hey, we don't want to play with our ball anymore. We want somebody else to bring a ball to the road hockey game, as it were. And but you know what? Still keep sending in your deals. Everything is okay. Everything's going to be fine. And then okay, well, the broker world still continues to support, as we have done for what, 20, 25 years, roundabout sort of way, to help them build their book of business. And then a couple weeks, in the last couple of weeks, we're talking with people. There might be a deal in place. Look at it. What makes you think that they're just going to find a buyer and hand over all of that client information to a buyer? This was never in the cards. This is my outtake. This is what I think happened. They never wanted to find a buyer. There's tons of money out there. You know it, and I know it. There's tons of other people out there. There's whispers in the back kind of rooms that some heavy hitters were prepared to buy it, and we're at the table. And for whatever reason, they thought that they would keep the cards to themselves. And I think this was all planned from the get-go. It's a shame that no agreement was made, because now you're seeing all these wonderful people working for them, road reps, BDMs and underwriters and doc fulfillment people, everybody from the mailroom all the way up. But the hierarchy, I think, decided there was no way this was going to happen at all. And now, yesterday, all of a sudden, the clouds part, and no, we've shut it down. We're shutting it off. There's no buyer. We're going to wind down, and by the way, we're taking away all your access, and we're going to make it extremely hard for you now. The writing is on the wall. You hear it from Street. Who's the president of Street Capital? Is it?
Gruel, his last name. I can't remember his first name. Yeah.
Gruel. You hear from Gary. I don't want to name drop because I think that these people are going to see this and for whatever, but all the big guys from Verico, the DLC, Gary Morris, from Gruel, Michael Beckett's even said it at his get-togethers. We all talk as brokers. This is the writing on the wall. We need to start supporting those that support us. And I saw a tweet last night, and I'll bring it up again because, as some of you may know, I'm kind of into the tweeter. But
Twitter.
I saw. Yeah, thank you, Scott, for clarifying.
The Twitter.
What is this Twitter? But I saw a tweet last night, and I had to capture it. So Canadian banks' risk exposure to the European market. Okay. So CIBC, who's leaving the market, who's leaving with Firstline because they want all their chips and they want their cake and eat it too. CIBC's exposure in Europe is roughly $6 billion as of Q2, as of quarter 2. Okay. Yeah, guess who's number 1? RBC, no big deal. They don't play fair. But who's number 2? Oh yeah, that's right, TD. and TD is in the top 5 of FileLogic submitted deals. Bank of Nova Scotia, yeah, $25 billion exposure in the European market. Yeah, that's right. Scotia, number 1, FileLogics. Okay. I talked with a broker who was at a gathering who said there was a guy in the room, successful guy, successful broker. Yeah, every single deal, every single one, and he admitted it, goes to TD. What? I'm sorry, did I miss something here? What? Why are you in this game if you're sending all those deals to TD? You know what? We have to start supporting the lenders that are here for us. And don't give me this stuff that they're buying all the paper in the back end, and that's who's funding all this business that we're doing. Look, that's good paper. I'm pretty sure somebody's going to buy that paper. If it's not one of the heavy hitters, I'm sure somebody out there is going to buy it because it's good investment money. So it just startles me that it came as such a surprise, and it's shocking that they would do that. But yeah, but on the same sense, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I really feel that it's the tip of the iceberg. Do all of us do a favor? Call your Montana rep, call your FirstNat rep, call your Street Capital rep. They're number 3 on FileLogics. Call the lenders that are going to be there for you and not going to, in the foreseeable future, pull out the rug. And that's all I'm saying. I just don't know how this was a shock. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. We could see kind of Firstline closing down. You know, like you said, the writing was on the wall from a year ago. It started with with their rates basically. I mean, they've been out of the line on the market for quite a period of time now.
For a long time. For a long time.
You know, they removed a lot of their status programs from. They kind of raised all that, so we just didn't have access to the rates that were available with them. Speaking from my my brokerage particularly, I was never a big Firstline broker. I never really did use them. It just came down to basically for me it came down to relationships, and I just didn't get that relationship with the underwriters we had here at Firstline, so I never really used them a lot.
Yeah.
And the few times I did, I to be honest, I was kind of always banging my head against the wall. I never had a good experience, so I didn't really build from that. They did have some, they did have some good programs that I'm definitely going to miss. Their access program was great. So that that's going to be missed in the industry. But again, there's lenders that have that are available to take up that slack. What was surprising was when they, reading yesterday kind of in the news, where they did take away, like you said, took away a broker's ability to access their information. I mean, I guess the one suggestion, and hopefully brokers are doing this, is obviously keeping on top of their database, and
for sure.
And because you can be guaranteed, that CIBC is going to try and retain this business, right? And that's the whole idea. So as a broker, you better be calling, sending a letter, doing something to let your clients know what's happened with these changes. It's a big change, Some clients may be happy with it, some of them won't. End of the day, it's I think a broker's job to educate these people, your clients, what happened, and educate them going forward on what the choices are when you go to renew.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the thing is, I've never sent Firstline a deal, and I think part of that is because of the machine that it was running behind it. And but I feel for those brokers out there that have 10 or 20 million in the bucket right now, ready to fund, or in a roundabout sort of way, and they're screwed. You're kind of at held, they're held without any control. But you touched on a good topic there. Client, not so much client knowledge, but keeping on top of your client and your database. If this wasn't started 8 months ago, it sure as hell shouldn't just start a week ago. Like this picture's been painted a long time ago. Those letters should have already been gone out, phone calls, follow-ups, all of that stuff, all of them, and not just deals that are in the pipe. People up for renewal, people 1 year in. Every Firstline deal, everybody. And if that's 2 or 3 or 500 people, I know there's some there's some big super brokers, you know, in Toronto, Vancouver, and even in other smaller cities. It doesn't really matter the size of the city, but if you've got 200, 300, 400 people, 500 people that you funded through Firstline in the past 5 years, 10 years, man, you should hire somebody. You know what? Call me. I will sit at a desk. Why? Just hire me under contract. I will call them for you and let them know. If you haven't done that already, get your high school student, your sisters, your brothers, whoever, get them in there, get them to call them. You need to do that because, and I'm going to put this out there, not just Firstline, TD and Scotia too, okay? Just do it. Be prepared. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to be a pessimist, and I'm not trying to be Chicken Little here, but the writing is on the wall, okay? That's all I'm saying. That's my belief anyway. And I know some people out there are going to be watching this going, this guy's crazy, although he does have a nice shirt and tie on, half wins or not. This guy's nuts, and that's fine. I'm going to get those emails. I know I am, but you know what? That's my belief. That's how I'm moving forward. Believe me, I'm going to get really, really warm and cozy with my street capitals and my First Nationals and my equity financials and my local credit unions. I'm going to get really snugly warm with those people because, you know, look what's happening with the national. How are we doing for time here, Scotty? Because I know people start losing. Stop losing.
Keep going. You're on a roll, so
yeah,
I'll keep listening.
Keep the tape rolling, man. We're going to cut into 60 minutes here because we're still going. You know, National Bank has come out saying that, you know, and again, the poor BDMs and everybody that works there, because the hierarchy thinks, you know what? Let's start paying a referral fee to the realtors. Let's have the realtors paid, and they could just send us the business, and we'll pay for the legals and the appraisal for the client. It makes sense. The poor BDMs are going to see their business drop off. You know, it's crazy. The writing is on the wall, man. Everybody's trying to squeeze out the middleman, and I get that from a business standpoint because it comes down to apples. You know, apples for apples. They want to make more money.
Make more money, right? Obviously, it's a business decision, right? Yeah.
That's it. But
it goes back to our business, right? I mean, we're as brokers, we're in the business. You know, we're in business to make money, right?
Absolutely.
This is our job. This is our profession. Yeah. And I think, you know, we have to look the same way. Again, we're supporting lenders that support us.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And I know sometimes it comes down to the programs and the points and congratulations, you get a free toy in your Cracker Jacks box because you sent so many deals in. But, you know, I won't drop his name, but there was a webinar just recently with, you know, your and my franchise, Verico. But it was very eye-opening what he had to say, and he basically said the days of those reward programs are gone, man. The sunny days are gone. And I think you're going to see some of that stuff really start to get scaled back.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, we've talked about the rewards things as well. I mean, we're getting on a tangent here, but let's keep chatting because it's interesting. The rewards programs, you know, I mean, not every lender has them. No. I think we're compensated fairly for our business. And personally, myself, as a newer broker, I never really the points and the toasters or whatever you want to call it was never a driving factor on who I sent business, what lender I sent business to.
No.
There's enough, and we've seen it. I mean, we constantly see it. There's enough changes in this business that it's almost impossible to keep. I mean, to keep up on the changes of policies is enough to learn. And not having to worry about, you know, if I send this deal here and I use this X amount of points, I get this and I get that, or I'm not concerned with that. Number one, I'm concerned with my clients.
Yeah,
and that dictates. Number one, that dictates typically where I send the deal.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily choose the lenders. The client does. They don't necessarily choose the client. They don't choose the lender directly, but they choose it with the terms and conditions that the package that fits them, and that's how I kind of choose the lenders.
Yeah.
and yeah, I have my favorites, and I have ones that I've built relationships with and worked forward to use. But I don't choose it based on my compensation or points or what have you.
You know what I'm basing my deals now on is speed, and that's all I'm basing them on. Submitting a firmed up purchase agreement 2 weeks ago and still not having an answer back is redonkulous. It's redonkulous. I don't care about the points or all of that crap. I just want an answer, man. And when you have a certain lender in this space that will give you, upon a real deal that's submitted, they'll give you a commitment in an hour, and maybe that's too much to ask. I get that, but if it's 4 hours or if it's a day, I'm happy. I submitted a deal yesterday. I got a commitment today. It was a solid deal. I got a commitment. That's great. You can meet your clients 2 days after. You can almost preempt them and say, hey, I'm submitting this deal today. Why don't we book a time right now while we're on the phone? And I love doing that. I don't want to send in some documents and get an answer 2 weeks later. If it means getting rid of a free truckload of mulch to my garden because I accumulated up some points or got a free hamster wheel for my kids, that's fine. I just need time and I need communication. And I think that's what I aim to please. I aim to please my you know how clients are, Scott, and everybody watching this. You know how clients are. When they buy a home, it's a stressful time in their life.
Very stressful.
The minute that they're done with the pen on the paper on the application and they leave your office, they're calling you saying, "Any word back yet? Do we have anything? Anything?" It's time. It comes down to time, and I know a lot has to do with that, like systems in place in your office, but not wasting lenders' time with real deals, but getting a good workflow and a good response back. So I think that trumps programs, free lunches, a golf tournament, some swag. I don't want that. You know what? At the end of the day, if you brand yourself properly and you do a good job for your clients are going to shower you in rewards by good praises, and they're going to pass your name along to everybody that they know. Sorry. So yeah, the rewards thing, I just don't look for that in the lender anymore.
Well, that's a good topic. I think we should discuss further. We'll get a couple of the others in here for next time. We'll leave it at this. We've been going for a bit, so we'll end it. And thanks for your insight. Look at that, straighten your tie.
Well, I'm getting hot. I got to undo the collar now. I'm getting all hot.
Nice for the chat. I'm sure there's going to be some more rants and raves about the Firstline. Going back in house. We'll probably read a lot more about it. This is just getting started, and then, like you said, we'll see. There's another one. I don't know. We'll have to wait. That's something we got to wait and see.
All right. Thanks a lot, Scotty. Thanks everybody for sticking with us.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Cheers.